Hey, there we go with Guns in the 701. And of course, it is our Wednesday show. Here we are, and brought to you by LAUER Auto Repair and our good friends at Double H Guns in, of course, Bismarck. Hey, Jamie, how are you?
Doing good, buddy. Good to be back. How you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm doing all right. So Clay's out today. He's over in Minnesota now. He was over in Atlanta for a while, and then got stuck over in Minnesota for some stuff going on with the family. So we're going to take over the show tonight and talk about a little bit of a guns and a few other things going on. But before we get to all that good stuff, I know that you're very sensitive to of all the good stuff that happens with like the Grammys and whatnot. So
Oh
I
yeah,
did,
big fan.
yeah, I found some stuff for you tonight, and I'm gonna tell you the prices that their outfits cost, as a matter of fact,
Okay,
and so the first one, is, $20,000. There you go. I don't know who
man,
she is.
that's
$20,000
ugly, man. That's 20,000. That's
20
ugly.
20,000, but
She's
that's okay
attractive, but the suit's
because
ugly.
that's the economy one. Now, of course,
Okay,
I know you're more into that high dollar stuff, so let's talk $80,000 for a Grammy
ridiculous.
outfit. There you go.
That's ridiculous. Is that her
Now
name, Don Richard?
yeah, now if that was
Okay,
green, that would be great camouflage. I mean, that'd be
right.
fantastic, but,
Beautiful, beautiful tree.
yeah, you really gotta be around some red, foliage for that, but, I thought you would enjoy that just a little bit. Of course, we don't people say we don't talk about other things. There you go, we talk about the Grammys a little bit.
You know what a perfect thing would be to do with those, Mike?
What's that?
Buy a raffle ticket for the flamethrower that Guns in the 701
Mm.
has and light that thing up without her in it, of course.
Obviously, no, no, we can find a mannequin. We can find a mannequin for it as well, but yeah, there oh, yeah, I've got, I think, well, like, 16 more tickets left, out of the, 30 that I got the other day, so, yeah,
Yeah,
we're getting down to the end, so there we go.
awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
got
be another
plenty
good
left. I got plenty left. People gotta, gotta
you
get
know
on
what?
them.
Everybody always comes and, sells you their kids candy and whatnot and threatens to give you diabetes. You know, the least they could do is go ahead and buy one of our raffle tickets for this, so it's,
Hey man, not only is it fun, it's for a good cause. It's for somebody who's out not only defending your Second Amendment rights, we promote them
there we go, and we do.
and
Hey,
everything else in the Dakotas.
so I had a good time watching your show last week when you guys were going through the ballistic gels and stuff like that. Where do you get the ballistic gel stuff? That's what I wanted to know.
I don't know where Axe gets it. He actually orders this stuff. It's not cheap. Like for one of them big blocks, that
Right.
costs like $60.
But yeah, I can't imagine what one of the human body ones would look like.
He's got one, man. We're gonna do one.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
So my idea with that is, Mike, is I told him when he does it, when he pours it up, I want him to put an apple like in the skull, so the
Inside.
apple gets frozen there, and then just because it's gonna be fun and cool, just put it out at 200 and hit it with a 338.
And for everybody, just in case you want to know, remember 701 Nation. Of course, Jamie's got a great show on there, and of course, he'll be coming up. I think what you're doing twice a month or
Twice a month, yep.
twice a
And
month.
the
So
next show is coming up. I don't have a set day, so I'm gonna try one on a Friday. We're doing it this Friday at 7 with Brian Warner and his dad. I think his dad's Ed. He started the worst shop in Dickinson. So we're
right.
going to be talking sausage making. I'm sure we'll sneak in some gun stuff on there too. But
Oh yeah.
matter of fact, I seen Brian was listening. Brian, I sent you a text. Check your text. I sent you a text earlier today. Get back to me. But yeah, if you guys, I figured we'll see what's happening Friday. If you guys don't want to watch a bunch of liberals who don't like you on TV, tune into 701 Nation. Let's talk some sausage making
Oh, and that sounds good too.
and
So
smoking
yeah,
and
yeah,
smoking and everything associated with it.
yeah,
Sticks,
sounds good.
whatever.
Hey, by the way, when we're going through this tonight, if you see anybody over here making some comments, I don't know how to click on those to put them down in the bottom.
Oh,
So
okay. All right.
you
I
know
see.
that stuff better than
We
I
had a
do.
pile of them going here. I'm going. Art Wanners is dad. I'm sorry, Brian. I think his uncle's name was Ed. Maybe I got it. So I'm going to get through these comments here. Eric Newman, good evening, fellers. Trampus Brenner, good evening. Whalen Turnus, good evening from Lucky Bar. Got to play pool tonight. Awesome, man. Kick some ass. One Shot Cap, Evening Patriots. Brian Warner, good evening, fellow MVEs. It's going to be an MVE Sausage Friday, too. I love it.
Mhm.
Dan Brown, good evening, gentlemen. I don't know, he must not be on the Western Edge tonight because he usually says that. So,
That's right. He's
Eric
usually on the
Newman,
road.
CommieTube. must have revised their decision from last week. Yeah,
They
they
did
did
pretty quick.
before the show is even over. And
Yeah.
and if anybody, I got a different headset. If anybody who watches, I usually got a mic. If it sounds like crap, let me know. Mike said it sounds good, and I tried it with my daughter. She said so. But if I'm coming
Yeah.
through, just somebody let me know because I appreciate some feedback on it.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, Dave Fettig, that looks like a tie rug. Yeah, absolutely. Lynette K, wouldn't pay a dime.
Well, who
Brian,
would? I mean,
I wouldn't for real. I mean, you couldn't actually pay me to take that thing.
if you were out at Walmart, right, and you saw this, you would not be surprised. But, you're talking about Hollywood and the Grammys, and you spent $20,000 on that. And
I don't get it, man. You give it, hey, Mike, she could donate it to Guns in the 701, and we can do a hell of a lot more good than it does for her wearing it
hey,
to
we
that.
could put that on the ballistic. That would be
Yeah,
excellent. Yeah,
the
it'd be
ballistics dummy.
fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It'll be an Emmy-winning performance too. I
there we
would think.
go.
So Brian Warner says my grandma used to make rag rugs that look like that fursuit. So, Paula Odegaard, what did she do with the rest of the curtains? Maybe she left them for the cats.
Well, I've seen some our Hooterite friends out and about, and of course they make their own stuff. And I've seen stuff that looks much better than that. As a matter of fact,
Way better, way
way
better.
better. Who knew that?
Um, Brandon George, what's good tonight? Show the kids a new toy yet? I did, Brandon. I was telling Mike before the show I bought a gun from Brandon, and my youngest has it. And she's proud of that. She's putting it in her room. She said she's leaving it out where everybody can see it. She can't wait to shoot it, man. I'm
Hey,
jacked
Lynette
up
put
for
on
it.
there. She was talking about Miley. I'm thinking that's Miley Cyrus because it's underneath my Lauer auto repair logo. But I did see a funny thing, and I wish I had time to put it up tonight. But it was the kid from Mad Max, the through the boomerang, the
Yeah,
little wolf
yeah.
child, and Miley Cyrus's picture, and they look exactly the same. So
Oh, I wonder what that kid looks like nowadays,
I don't
actually, 'cause
know.
I actually like that show. It's pretty cool.
Australian. Oh,
Remember when
that
the
was
guy
great.
tried to reach up? I got it,
Oh,
I
I
got it.
got it. I got
Yeah,
it.
and the kid was pissed, and he came running back out. Anyways, but Waylon Turnus, Waylon. I did forget that I was going to swing over there and get you some tickets. Not sure if I can do it tomorrow. Friday, I don't think I can. Send me a text. I'll make sure and get over there. Lynette said it sounds good. Thanks, Lynette. I appreciate it.
There we go.
Keith O'Donnell. Good evening, guys. Mike sounds good. Appreciate it, Keith. Josh Patterson. What's up, fellas? Just chilling. Lynette, how about, yeah, there you go, Miley Cyrus. All right. All right. We got through that. Appreciate everybody clicking in on there, and we'll check in on the chats here again in a little bit. But, Mike,
So
what do we want to start off with
I want
tonight?
to start off because we talk a lot about the bolt action guns a lot, of course, with you, and you're a big bolt action guy and everything.
Oh, yeah.
But we all have that lever action that we love.
Yep.
I've got a 30-30. I think you've got one as well, and we've always wanted. With Henry coming out with all good stuff all the time. I could, if I had unlimited money, I'd be buying Henry stuff all the time, lever action, because I just love that stuff.
Yeah.
And they got a lot of stuff coming out right now, but Every Town, that's one of the anti-gun groups out there. They did not like the SHOT Show because there were a
What?
lot of companies that were promoting the new, get this, the new deadly innovation, as they call it,
Uh-oh.
and that is lever action rifles.
Yeah, they're super new, right?
Super new. I think that'd be 1860. It might be a lot before that, but
Yeah, well,
yeah.
whenever Abraham Lincoln, the rifle, anyways,
Mm,
and they brought it out. Remember, they brought it out to him on the grounds of the Capitol during the Civil
right,
War. I think
right.
1863 or four, and he tried it out and said, "We need a bunch more of these."
There you go. Hey, you know what I figured it out is that some of these anti-gunners were playing around with their TVs,
Yeah,
and one of them came across the country, or not a country channel, but a Western channel, and found the Rifleman, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, that's
yeah,
that's
Chuck
that's
Connors.
scary." Yeah, that was what a great show as a kid, right? And of course, the
Right?
Rifleman
Yeah,
was it.
I enjoy watching it now, even when it comes on. He
Yeah.
could shoot it fast too. I'll give him that. He could run the
But
lever.
that was the thing back then. They didn't have the special effects. He did it. I mean, that was his
Yeah.
thing. So yeah. But so they think that this lever action is going to be their next thing that they're going after. That's the big thing they want now. Every town, the smoking gun is what their website is called. They showcase products provocatively titled "Deadly Innovations" from the 2024 SHOT Show. Smith and Wesson, has stark contrast to the AR-15s. They have the new 44 Magnum that holds 9 rounds, which sounds really cool,
Well,
and I'd like one. Yeah, there you go.
they should like the 44 Magnum, right? Because it's way slower than AR-15 rounds. If they claim will damn near suck your face off just getting close
Apparently,
to
yeah. Open a vortex and suck you
it.
in somewhere. Now Henry, I've been, of course, I follow Henry on the on our web pages and all that stuff all the time. A
Yeah,
lot of innovation coming over in the last couple of years. They switching over to handguns as well, which I want because I like
yeah.
wheel guns. I love wheel guns. But they've got the new stuff. They've got lever action Supreme rifle available in 2 popular AR-15 calibers, and you said it was the 243 or 223 and the 300,
300 blackout, yeah. Which
and
I
with
I don't get
uses
the
the magazines.
300 black thing, but like I said, um, I live in North Dakota, so I want something that's going to shoot farther than a 300. I've shot my buddies have 300s, cool, but just like it's like lobbing a cannonball out there. But I think just because people like shooting them suppressed, and yeah, perfect, love it.
This is a 1983 Marlin I picked up a bunch of years ago, and I love this thing. And I don't have any scopes on it or anything like that. But I use this when I go out to the hills. As a 30-30 because I don't need it when you're hunting in the hills. You're really doing 30-40 yards at the most, and so really you don't need very much,
But
and
the
you
thing
got too many
about
trees.
the thing about a lever, I mean, they're so light and narrow and easy to carry. It's almost like bird hunting with a single shot.
Yeah,
It's so nice. And the thing with this Henry, too, I'm very interested in this Henry because they did make the Long Ranger, which comes in 6.5 Creed
right.
and 243 and
Like I
308.
said, they're branching out, and it's
Yeah,
good.
and I did take detachable magazines, but it was like 4 or 5 rounds. But now, what's getting these guys is they're making these levers. Other than this Henry, like black tactical, a lot of them are putting
Oh,
rails on the
geez,
front.
yeah.
They're almost all coming with threaded barrels too, which is great. I mean, I love suppressors. Suppressors are awesome. If you don't like
And
one, just go ahead and leave the end cap on it.
Well, look, I mean, I've had a chance to shoot a couple of suppressed for the different things, and it's amazing when we kind of take our hearing for granted, and a lot of older guys will say, I wish I would have had something like this when we were younger because I've
Yeah,
done so much shooting that this could save so much of your hearing in your longer years. I mean,
it will too.
it's so smart. I mean, they make it so difficult jumping through hoops for it. I mean, the problem is that Hollywood has gone off for the last 50, 60 years, and everybody that's got a suppressor is the James Bond villain and this and that, and it's just not the way it works. Plus, it doesn't silence like that. I mean, it's all made up in Hollywood. So,
Yeah,
yeah, once again, it's just the
yeah,
craziness.
it's
But
enough to it doesn't hurt your ears. Obviously, takes away a bunch of recoil. There's no really, in my opinion, the only negative to a suppressor. Well, there's two of them really. One, yeah, it does make your gun longer, which kind of sucks.
right,
I mean, it's not that big a deal. And number two, it does get it dirtier, especially like if you're shooting ARs. But they are making new suppressors now, like specifically for semi-automatics.
right.
I can't remember what they're called. I think they're called like shoot throughs or something, where it lets more gas out. Of course, obviously they're a little louder then, but still not enough to blast your ears. And actually, that Henry you were talking about, they made it so there's no hammer on it because I didn't know this. Apparently, if you shoot a lever action suppressed, it will
R-
actually blow the gas back through sometimes where the hammer is and kind of get you in the face like an AR
Oh,
kind
didn't
of will
realize that.
too. Yeah, so they made it sealed up, and yeah, if you get one of these shoot through suppressors, and I mean you're in business.
Yeah, but I mean, to say that this is some sort of crazy, deadly innovation, I mean, that's the grasping at straws. Oh, yeah, I got something special for you. I did get. Speaking of crazy, let me throw this up here for you real quick and let everybody listen. If you enjoy this for a second.
It's a false choice to suggest you're either in favor of the Second Amendment or you want to take everyone's guns away. I'm in favor of the Second Amendment. But is it not reasonable that we would have an assault weapons ban, understanding that assault weapons were literally designed to kill a lot of human beings quickly, and are weapons of war with no place on the streets of a civil society?
So yeah, I saw that one. I had to throw it out there to you because I know we talked about it a little bit. It's that common talking points that they're always throwing out. The keywords, of course, weapons of war and all this other stuff. I mean, and really, the AR, and we talked about this last week or the week before with Clay talking about Ukraine. It wasn't until Ukraine that we've been shipping out ARs. Everything has always been, other types of rifles and whatnot. It's kind of like, I guess we had a surplus of them somehow. I don't know how that worked out, but yeah, that's what we've been shipping over to Ukraine. So yeah, listening to that, oh, she's in favor of the Second Amendment, but it just, yeah, there's no but in that. I mean, that's the problem. I mean, it's just one thing is that I can't figure out who was the most useless vice president we've ever had in the world. If it's her, or maybe it might have been our last vice president. I'm not quite sure which one, but
and now they're both in there. So
yeah. So I just
think
I'm
of this,
baffled on
though, Mike. Remember at the beginning of the live stream tonight when I said she said weapons of war, right?
Yeah.
You can't get these weapons of war off the streets. Remember what I said when the lever action was first introduced? They brought it to Abe Lincoln for to fight the Civil War, because muskets are weapons of war too. But guess why they did the lever action? Because, like she said, you shoot a lot of bullets a lot of time and get a lot of people. So guess what? So then they're going to want to ban lever actions too, right? Because Australia did it.
Yep, they did. Hey, you know what? I think we need to draw up a new T-shirt for our store, Abe Lincoln. We need to get a lot more of these things. Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do right there. That's a good one.
Our sponsor there, Lauer Auto, he's actually got a pretty sweet Abe Lincoln shirt. I can't remember what it says right offhand, but yeah, we do need an Abe Lincoln with the tactical lever gun, just to tweak the lefties a little bit here, right?
Just a little bit, just to keep them in line.
Yeah. So I'll tell you what, should we do our first commercial here and then come back?
Yeah, we'll do our first commercials.
Up?
Yeah, and then we'll come on back.
All right, your chats are next after the
Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Discover the world of firearms at Bismarck's Double H Gun Shop. With a wide range of products from handguns to rifles, we cater to all your shooting needs. We are your local gun experts. Not only do we sell firearms, reloading supplies, targets, and whatever your heart desires, but we also have a ton of knowledge and answers.
We shoot, we hunt, we compete, we reload.
It's been the Howard's way since 1976, and we ain't fixing to change anything. Visit our website at hhgunshop.com to browse our inventory. Double H Gun Shop, Bismarck's best new and used firearm reloading supply, gunsmithing, and sporting goods store. Double H Guns.
Double H Guns.
1021 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Call 701-223-4888.
All right, we're back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I tell you what, everybody, make sure if you patronize our sponsors, make dang sure you tell them you heard it on Guns in the 701 or 701 Nation, and you appreciate them sponsoring shows like this, because without them, this is a lot harder to do, right, Mike?
That's right. And I didn't even notice, I forgotten completely that Axel's got a couple of
weapon of war
lever actions in there. So that works out pretty well. All right.
I actually was shooting that down, trying to shoot some groups. We were kind of trying to do a review on it. if anybody seen me last summer, had a big bruise on my shoulder. Yeah, that thing with the full power. I don't know what the 285 grain loads or something, but yeah, that thing was light, and I've had some shoulder surgery, so yeah, I'm not shooting that thing down anymore.
No.
Straight up, I'll do it. But anyway, hey, and by the way, damn nice job in them commercials, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
That is awesome. So let's get to some of these comments. Waylon, Turnus, sounds good. Got to go shoot pool. Watch the rest. Thanks for what you guys do. Hey, Waylon, appreciate that and appreciate you listening, buddy. Brandon George, my Browning BLR 270, love it. If nobody knows what that is, Browning lever action, 270 detachable mag on that. I imagine that 270's got a 3 or 4 rounder. Paul Odegaard, great sounding microphone, Jamie, coming from a retired female vocalist. I know a little bit about that. That's my mom, and she was a great female vocalist. Actually won Wrangler Country Showdown. I went to Nashville years back to compete down there. Not liking a blackout is racist, Eric Newman. Well, the black guns are actually color appropriate, right, Mike?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay. So, Doug Wolf, should be illegal to have a scope on a 30-30.
You know, a lot
Have
of people
one
say
with
that.
and one without, then, right?
Well, I think about my 30-30, I'm thinking more of a red dot scope type thing on it than, like I said, if I shoot that, I'm shooting that where there's lots of trees. I'm shooting that in the hills. I'm shooting that where I don't need to focus on the scope as much, because if you do, you're just going to get lost in the trees anyway and miss. So I think a red dot scope is actually not a bad idea for a 30-30. So I
Yeah.
think, but anything bigger than that, I'm not. I would agree with that. I kind of like with the iron sights. I think it's good. Hey, I figured out how to click on people's messages too.
Okay, awesome.
So,
There,
let
I
me
see
see
you
if I
had
can-
it up there, Lynette. Got
Mhm.
yeah. There you go. There you go. See, what I'm with you on that. I love shooting iron sights, but the red dot, like you say, I'm a huge fan of putting red. Actually, green dots are better because your eye actually picks up the green dot better and in
right.
light. So, I mean, if you're young and you got perfect eyesight, who gives a shit if it's red or green? You know, you don't then if you got good eyes. But when you get older, you'll learn to appreciate that green dot.
Right.
Well,
Well, I mean, I took the red dot or the green dot that I had on my AR and put a decent scope on that AR instead, and I forgot that green dot that I want to put on something, so it might go on the 30-30. I mean, I think it's not a bad idea.
yeah, because realistically, I mean, other than target shooting, a 30-30, I mean, it's a 200-yard for shooting deer gun, really. You know,
Right.
and at 200 yards with any dot sight, whatever you want, just figure it out. I mean, it's probably a 30-30 is probably going to drop, whatever, 10, 11 inches at 200 yards.
Right.
Not hard to hold over for that with a dot, right?
No.
So we got a few more messages. Dan Brown, Smith & Wesson patented a lever action in 1854, making this new and deadly innovation 170 years old. Right,
There
it
you
was actually the Volcanic Arms Company is what it was called back then. I think Clay and we actually did a Smith & Wesson, or I did. I can't remember. Maybe it was. Anyway, Dan's right on the money there.
Right.
Camilla is queen of word salad. Oh, yeah. Yeah, how she's a lawyer and was an attorney general, I refuse to believe that. There's no way.
It just goes to show you that the bar is not the same in every state. So, I mean, that's...
Yeah. So here it is. Lynette says Axles is a tank top that says abolish slavery with Abe's picture. That's because I think Abe's holding
There
the
we go.
pistol up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. There
That's
you
awesome.
go.
That's awesome.
Brandon said he put a scope on his BLR. Absolutely. The 270. I mean, a 270 will shoot past your eyesight. So yeah,
Right.
that's. I got 3 lever, one shot cap. I got 3 lever actions, so we can get the Ike Clanton right. I got 3 guns,
Yep. There you go.
or not Ike Clanton, but Doc Holliday 2 guns.
They classify themselves as one, though. So
Yeah.
if they come counting.
Yeah. Yep. So all right, we caught up on the comments, Mike.
Couple of comments for a little bit. Of course, I want to. I got a couple more funny things for you. Of course, I put this up on our Facebook page and a few others. You guys had a good time looking at my East River cowboy.
Oh, they loved it.
Oh my gosh! My son asked me if I actually had one. He said it was
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh no."
A guy I work with is going to Mexico, man, and he's like, I wish I could have one of them to wear down there.
I mean, I don't know who made that, but I'll tell you what, he's missing an opportunity to be selling it because
Yeah, but
yeah,
maybe you got to get on that,
there you
right?
go.
East River.
That's
I like
me.
how you said East River cowboy hat.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. I mean, but
Oh,
oh,
that thing's
the other one I wanted to hit you on was is that read this sign for me real quick, and we'll see what you find about it real quick. That
well, I tell you what, I got do not eat the human food.
attention, deer.
Attention, deer, do not. That's that ain't real.
Well, actually, it is, and that's the problem. I think they did it as a kind of a joke on things, but at the same time, I'm thinking that's government in action right there. It's like, yeah,
Did
we
you?
only talk to literate deer. There we go.
They must be mule deer. They're
Hey,
smarter.
one thing I forgot to do at the very beginning because we didn't have Clay here, and I'll let you do it for me real quick if you don't mind.
Yes, sir. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
There we go. We make sure we say that every time, and I apologize that I forgot to
I
throw that
thought of
out at the
that too,
beginning.
man, but we got going, and I'm having too much fun. So.
Oh yeah, it was way too much fun. But yeah, I think that we should get one of these for Clay. For a photo op, that'd be a good one.
That's perfect, man. I love that. That is awesome, man. Love it. Well, Lynette wants one too. See,
It might not just be East River. There we go. We'll get it all over the place. But yeah,
oh, I guarantee you that you bring that to a rodeo or somewhere on in West River, and after that, and the boys are drinking, there'll be guys wanting to wear that thing. I'll promise you.
anyway, so I didn't get the video to upload. I wanted to, but I think everybody saw this in the news a couple weeks ago. Down in it wasn't Mexico. I think it might have been Peru or Ecuador. Ecuador. It was Ecuador. Gangs took over a radio station, a radio TV station, came in with guns left and right, and took over the station. And they're waving it around, doing the gang thing. I don't really know what they're
siders
doing.
where you can really shoot good.
Yeah. So the side hand, and of course, nobody there has a gun because I don't think that you're allowed to have them there. And of course, you're talking about, I'm in radio, but I'm thinking the liberal media tends to not let you have guns inside your workplace most of the time. But here's the question for you, especially in North Dakota.
Yep.
More and more corporate businesses open up in North Dakota all the time, and you got to think about it. Not only just small businesses, but I'm talking about the larger factories and whatnot. What is the prevailing thought in North Dakota about concealed carry or open carry, or just having but not telling anybody you have, when you have a corporation that is saying you can't have this in our business? But as well as I know, that when criminals and crazies and all the people out there, they target those places they know that everybody is unarmed. So I would rather lose my job down the road because I defended the people I work with and my own life, and didn't become a statistic and a victim, than have to go through that. So, what do you think the prevailing thought is in North Dakota on carrying inside these businesses that say you shouldn't?
Like you're saying, like people's opinion of it, or how many businesses do I think do not want you to carry in there?
Well, let me think. Well, Walmart is going to say no, but you can carry as a customer. And I got to say, if I worked in Walmart, I would have one strapped to my leg or somewhere, or I'd have one available.
Which is weird. You can carry in there, but they don't want their employees doing it. That's odd to me.
Yeah, that's odd. I mean, things, but it's a constant thing that I look at is that we have all these businesses that love the tout, that you can look on their corporate website and it says, our employees are not allowed to carry guns on the premises,
proud
and
of
this and that. And they publicize that. They're painting a tag or a target on my back because I'm an employee at one of their locations. Now, if I work for Amazon, they probably got metal detectors when you come in there and inspect you and everything, making sure you're not carrying a package out through your butt or something like that. But because Lord knows Bezos needs more money. That's the thing. You start
Yeah.
your own space program. You have so much money, you don't know what to do with it. I'm like going, okay, But think about it. I mean, I work in radio, and there's a lot of situations where I think that I've worked in radio in a bunch of different states, and I've actually had one of our vehicles in South Carolina shot at. It turns out because we didn't play a song for somebody.
Oh my gosh.
So it was out in the parking lot, and there was a little drive-by and everything like that because we didn't play a song for somebody. That's the
So was it a
situation.
country station or what?
No,
what
that was a
music
rock
was-
station. That was a rock station down
Okay.
there. But,
Okay.
yeah. KZQ, WKZQ, Myrtle Beach. Yeah, just crazy stuff. But I mean, you know what? I mean, if I was walking out and got shot for that, one, I'd feel dumb. This is how I'm going to go because I didn't play Leonard Skinner for somebody, and I just can't follow the rules when it comes to that. And I realize, that in North Dakota, South Dakota, we have rights to carry and open carry.
Yeah.
But businesses want to infringe upon that and knock us down a little bit on that. And you know what? They put a lot of people in fear because everybody wants a job, and everybody's so afraid of losing the job that they follow along with these rules. But I don't want to be stuck in a situation where I'm in danger.
I agree with you, and I'm fortunate that where I work, hey, my boss actually encourages it, and they all know when I'm working. I have it. If it isn't on me, it's in my desk drawer, and
Right.
they know where it's at. And so yeah, where I'm at, it's good. Most places, I go into a lot of business during the day with my job, and one business I've ever seen has a sign on the door that says "No weapons allowed," and there's a well, I always say, oh, no Berettas allowed here, huh? Because it looks like
Oh,
a
no
Beretta.
That's yeah.
Or fixed blade knives because it looks like a fixed blade.
Say, no, I'm
But
more of a wheelman anyway. So there we go.
yeah, when I see signs like that, I carry my gun pretty much everywhere. Because like you said, if somebody's gonna come in there and wanna kill you, they couldn't care less. I'll tell you where I don't, and I hate not doing it, but when I have to go to the school where my kids are, I
Right.
don't do it there. I'll be honest with you, I always got a pocket knife because I pretty much forget about the thing because I carry it. I use my knife every day for something.
I think about how many knives I've lost in my life going to the airport because I forgot.
Oh
Yeah.
man, yeah. My buddy works at something for the state where they get all the knives from the airport. He has
Right.
huge bags fulls of them, like awesome knives. Anyway, yeah. But most people I know that carry pretty much, if there's not a sign up, they're carrying it in there.
Yeah. I
You know
mean,
what I
it's,
mean?
but it's just a situation where we talk about gun-free zones are what get hit all the time. And,
I mean, like by a massive amount, like 95. I mean, and recently they've even actually been coming out and saying, right, like, yeah, I hit this place because I did my research and there was no guns allowed. I mean, even the guy in Colorado who shot up the movie theater there, Batman or whatever that weird freak was, he said that too. He said, I knew it was a gun-free zone.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. I mean, I got to tell you, every movie I've gone to. My wife loves Panera bread.
Yeah,
and
I like their mac and cheese.
They are super liberal, but she loves Panera. So whenever we're down in Sioux Falls, I mean, we stop in. Of course, I carry, and I'm going to carry, and if that upsets the barista or whatever the heck they're called back there, the bread artist, sandwich artist, the sandwich artist,
Yeah,
then so be it. But that's just the way it's going to be because I mean, I know that people are going to one day target. I mean, we had a situation last year, and I don't think you guys might have had a little bit of this too. We had a rash of places that were calling in fake gun things at schools.
Yep.
In Sioux Falls, here in Mitchell, and all the way across the Rapid
actually
City.
my kids' school it happened to.
And that nothing worse than that feeling in your chest when that happens, because the first thing you want to do is you want to text your kid. And I text my kid because I didn't want to call because I didn't want his phone to ring.
Right, yeah. Then if he is hiding, fighting,
but it's just absolutely one of those heart-wrenching things. But on that, it's like I just think that we should had that conversation. It's like, yeah, your corporation says you can't carry, but my rights say I can. My state says I can. So when does that corporation become more important than my states and my federal rights?
Well, I think places that don't allow you to carry. I mean, think we might have hit on this, but they should be sued for liability if it happens to you and you're defenseless. One
Well,
hundred percent, I believe that, because if they're not having armed security guards in there who are trained, and they're telling me I can't carry, and then somebody comes in and shoots the place up, and I get wounded and crippled, or some of my family members get shot or killed, or my friends, they should be held liable for that crap because they left you in there defenseless and put nobody there to stop some evil son of a bitch who wants to come in there and kill and wound people.
now, on that same note, exactly what you just said is that Michigan case, the verdict for that Jennifer Crumley, their son committed a horrible crime and killed 4 kids at his school, and they sued them. And I do believe that they were right to go after her because her and her husband were completely negligent, not only
Yeah,
how they
I
raised their
mean, I
child.
agree. I mean, I hate to do it, but I agree with you, man. They even said they knew the kid was unstable, and his dad went and bought him the gun.
My son, he is 16, and you've got kids too. So they come home and they're in a bad mood. I'm the bad guy because I'm constantly bugging them. Hey,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
just want to talk, if you just want to tell me what's going on or what's bugging you, just grunt it to me real quick and let me know that you're okay. Because I get a lot of bruh and whatnot from my son right
Oh yeah,
now.
I
And
get that from both my girls. Yeah,
yeah, but I mean, just letting them know that I'm constantly aware of their moods and whatnot, but at the same time, I'm not pressuring them. I just want to know because if there is something that I can do to know that or head off that there's some badness going on in my kid's life, that is a parent's duty. Now, some people say, "Well, we need to give more space to our kids." Yeah, I give a
no,
lot of space to my kid because I trust my
to a
kid,
point.
but I also am responsible for my kid, not just when he's until he's 18. I'm responsible for my kid my whole life
Agreed.
because it doesn't stop at a certain age. But
I mean, you can't make it stop if you wanted to. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
well, yeah. Well, coming from my side of my family, I mean, I'm the complete opposite of the way my mom was towards me. My mom was, eh, well, one day we'll get into the criminality that is my
Okay.
my parental situation. My dad's a different story, but yeah, it's anyway. But we'll go on to something else.
So
But yeah,
pertaining to our topic here,
yeah,
Mike Lynette said then the school called and she refused to pick the kid up.
yeah. I mean,
Wow,
and
I didn't
just
know that. That's
yeah,
crazy.
just completely did not and said in court in testimony that she wouldn't do anything different. And
Really?
yeah, and that she
Wow.
doesn't even see
Well,
the
man, I
thing
got
that
no
she did.
sympathy at all for her. Then, I mean, that's
So,
just
and I
incompetence.
know that she was tried first, and they gave her 4 counts of, 15 years each for the 4 manslaughter, and it doesn't bring back the parents' children,
Right.
but, 15 years each, and I know the dad's probably gonna plea bargain now because he knows he's got no defense if it didn't work for them, and then it's not gonna work for him.
Hmm.
But, yeah, I mean, we're gun advocates. We believe in the rights and to carry and to protect our family and to protect our neighborhood and to protect our state and to protect our country. And that's what I think that the left completely blows out of proportion all the time. They like to throw up the picture once in a while of some guy that you know I'm trying to think if I still have. No, I don't have. I had some good pictures. I took them off of here of a couple of bad images of people that kind of a little too gun ho, but not really smart. But
Yeah, I gotcha.
you know, we are on the side of right, we believe, because we are doing what the letter of the law says. We carry because we want to protect our life, liberty, our family. We want to protect our neighborhoods. We want to protect our state and our country. And I don't understand why that is not pushed more through our gun advocates and our agencies more than anything else. I mean, we want to protect from the dangers, and I don't want to be a victim. And that's what it all boils down to. This woman, I think, and along with her husband, I think that they completely screwed it up, and they ignored their own son, who is in no way innocent of anything in this
Right.
situation.
I mean, well,
But
if I mean, and then and if you know your kid's got mental problems and you buy them a gun and something, you know what you are.
Nasty person.
oh, I forgot about that button. I forgot about that
I always
button.
try to sneak that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Annette actually said in the comments, I seen multiple times actually she wouldn't come and get him when the school called, and
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's one of the situations where you just wonder what was going through their heads, but maybe they weren't raised properly on it either. And it is a thing that we teach our kids
Mhm.
safety around guns. If there is a gun out, there are things you don't do. You don't go pick it up. You don't go waving it around. Was really big with my son when he was growing up, that even with the toy guns and the Nerf guns and all other stuff, I taught him not to shoot at, we shoot at each other,
Right.
but we don't do it maliciously. We don't aim toward faces. We watch out
Yeah.
for eyes. You
Check
start them
the
out
safety.
young.
Yep. Yep.
You start them
Gotcha.
out young and showing that there are consequences for your actions, and it's a
See,
big thing.
and that's right because my both of my kids, 15 and 12, and they totally respect guns. Love to shoot them. Don't get ridiculous with them. Know everything about safety, muzzle control. You do a shot if you're not going to shoot, put it on safety.
Yeah,
It's I mean, and leftists think that's insane.
I know. I'm
I gave
teaching. I'm teaching my kids.
yeah, I gave
Yeah,
my kid a 12-year-old 22. They think, which to me, I mean, I was thinking back. I was in probably, man, I want to say fourth or fifth grade, and I have my 22 in my own gun rack in
yeah,
my room.
and I know.
And
Well,
nobody thought nothing of it, and so did my friends.
and one of the things that they throw around a lot is the word indoctrination, and of course, that's the fun thing when they throw it at us. You
Hmm.
teach safety, you teach respect, you teach people that actions have consequences, so you don't mess around with guns in an unsafe manner and this and that, and that's called indoctrination. Of course, we know that the left loves the indoctrination side of it, but I mean,
Yeah, it's a dirty word to
it's
them.
a dirty word to them when it's used on us, and it just baffles me sometimes. It just baffles me.
Me too. I don't get that at all.
Anyway, I wanted to hit on that for a little bit. Of course, I don't know if I gave you too much.
No.
We'll lighten things up real quick, and then take another break here real quick.
Yep.
I wanna show you this one that I found. I thought you would appreciate this because for any of our friends that are more libertarian on the sites, that you would appreciate this little thing I found on Twitter.
Yeah. So if you're listening on the podcast, you got some cuts of steak here, and taxation is extortion. You got the probably what would you say that is? Probably
That's medium rare.
medium rare.
Yeah,
Taxation is theft. We got a little more done. Taxation is necessary evil. I hate to
that's
say it.
medium.
That's probably about where I am as medium. And who would build the roads? It's done, and I love paying taxes and want to pay more. That sucker's done, brown, no pink. You dang near get TMJ chewing on that sucker.
Let me tell you, I used to help a friend of mine at a restaurant here in Mitchell, and people would come in, especially on Sundays, come in and order prime rib, but well done, and you just want to go out into the dining room and just kind of shake them. This is who hurt you? Show us on the stage who hurt you. Um, it's just wrong. It's just wrong, but that's all right.
Yeah,
But
I
the
like
first
that, man.
time
You made me hungry now. That was some good looking steak cuts on there.
Well, the
Actually, it's too
first
bad
time
they
that I
ruined a
ever
couple.
got a steak with Clay and I put mustard on it, he about unfriended me right then. He's like, "No, nothing goes on
Oh,
Hey, nothing.
Man, I don't mind putting something on steak now and then, but
That's all right. He's he's stuck in his ways just a little bit.
Yeah.
But
All
let's
right, so we
hit
hit the next break here, and
we'll hit the next break, and let's see. I got to find out where my buttons are, but yeah,
we'll catch up on some chats when we come back, because I do
Hey, sounds
see
good.
that we have some here, so we'll get them.
Good one. All right.
All right.
Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake.
Make no mistake.
Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Discover the world of firearms at Bismarck's Double H Gun Shop. With a wide range of products from handguns to rifles, we cater to all your shooting needs. We are your local gun experts. Not only do we sell firearms, reloading supplies, targets, and whatever your heart desires, but we also have a ton of knowledge and answers.
We shoot, we hunt, we compete, we reload.
It's been the Howard's way since 1976, and we ain't fixing to change anything. Visit our website at hhgunshop.com to browse our inventory. Double H Gun Shop, Bismarck's best new and used firearm reloading supply, gunsmithing, and sporting goods store. Double H Guns.
Double H Guns.
1021 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Call 701-223-4888.
All right, we're back to gunsinthe701.com, and it's Mike and Jamie today, and Clay is out. And we do thank everybody. Let's hit some of those comments in the chats real quick.
Yeah, so going way back here, when you were showing your East River Cowboy ad, Keith O'Donnell said that'd be a huge hit at Country Fest, and I saw that. He's 100% right, Mike. You could make a fortune on that out there. I think I'm pretty certain you would actually. Brandon George, he had to roll. Yeah, let's see. I'm going down. My pointer here ain't working quite right. Okay, yep. Oh, I went the wrong way. People listen on the podcast like, what is going on? Lynette said, I was at Mandan Walmart today. A lot of questionable people there. Yeah, I mean,
Walmart attracts questionable people. I mean, I know we probably got one or two listeners out there that occasionally will wear pajama bottoms out in public, but I know that's one of my pet peeves, but there's just something about it that
it bugs me too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, and I've said to my kid when he was younger, says if I ever catch you later on in your life out, and unless you just had a baby and you need diapers at 3 a.m., and you ran out of the house to go get, no, don't go out in your pajamas.
Oh yeah. So yeah, okay, we got the school culture called multiple times. Mike, you said it. I don't want to be a victim. 100%. Treat
Right.
every gun as being loaded a one-shot cap. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to do that. I mean, whether it is or not. And well, Baldwin learned that lesson. You know what I mean? But I mean, I hate to, man, not that I ever want to side with the guy, but they did hire people to specifically make damn sure those guns are empty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, far be it for me to give any kind of a break to that leftist turd stain, but I'm just not on board with him being solely responsible for that.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, we had that Double H guns. Real quick, I want to say, Dougie and I did that video. Got this ammo right here.
Right.
Let me get that in there. I don't know how good.
22 premium, I think.
There you go. Right there.
There it goes. Personal
Premium,
defense.
Yep, personal defense, federal punch at Double H. We did a test on it. Do you guys want to see how that works? Axe and I did a test through gel. 16-inch gel block with 2 kinds of pistols, a rifle, and we shot it through a water jug. Recovered the slugs. Worked awesome, and in my opinion, the rifle worked super good. But we had way more velocity, so it expanded more. I think the pistols, they penetrated real good, but I think if they go through, clothing or something, they'd open up some more. But Double H got a pile of this stuff left. I'm actually going to get some more from Daryl.
Yep.
So if you guys are, you got somebody who doesn't like shooting a center fire handgun cartridge or whatever, and you just got the 22, and a lot of hollow points won't penetrate. And these things will actually go in and they'll do the job for you. So get down Double H, check them out. Daryl's got a pile of these down there at a super reasonable price. Actually, like I said, I'm gonna get some more from them and keep them
And
myself.
I was watching on your video the last week too, as you were going through some of that personal body armor too, and it kind of surprising it didn't stand up as well on the edges.
No, yeah, we did a ceramic body armor test, Axe and I, and he hit it with the 308. We actually shot it. Nobody knows this because I kind of edited it out, but because it wasn't very exciting doing it because nothing happened. But like the 62 grain green tips and Full Metal Jacket 55 grain and the 5.7 FN, we shot it with all that. Did absolutely nothing to it. And then the 150 grain 308, that was out of a 16-inch barrel too, if anybody's curious. Full Metal Jacket, hit it on the edge, not completely on the edge, but to the side, and then blew the armor up and hit the water cooler jug, and the water was leaking out.
Right.
Then he shot it again, center punched it, didn't penetrate.
Yeah.
And then shot it with the 257 Weatherby mag, still didn't go through. Put a hell of a dent on the other side of it, but did not penetrate.
Break a rib, but that's about better than dying. Better than dying.
I'll take a broken rib over that. But yeah.
Say, I was going to mention real quick, of course, with Eric here, he wrote this: if you're homeschooled, you don't have to be in a gun-free zone. The problem is that when you're homeschooled, I hate the dances.
Yeah, that sucks, right? You need to dance with your mom or your dad. Not very exciting. And they probably don't like you probably don't like the music they're going to play for you to dance to.
Yeah, it never worked. The DJ doesn't listen to you at all.
Yeah. Oh man. One more thing I would say before I get off on Double H here and we move on to the next thing.
Yep.
Actually, a buddy of mine called me today. Said he bought a gun online, but he's going to use Double H as his FFL transfer.
Right.
I'll tell you what, guys, if you do buy them online, appreciate it. Go down, use Double H for your FFL transfer, because that not only helps Daryl and the boys down there out, it helps us out because they know you heard it on Guns in the 701 and 701 Nation, and you went and used them. We did that for Brown and Lau when he used to be our sponsor, but yeah. So, and I said, when you go down there, make sure you tell me. Oh yeah. So my buddy Rick did that. So Rick, I appreciate you doing that, and appreciate our sponsors. And actually, I was at Lauer Auto the other day. Axe get some tranny lines on my daughter's car, and had I thought it was going to be more serious, like a head gasket or something, or intake manifold gasket leak. Nope, it was a little gadget he found that was leaking for $25-$30.
Yeah, I'll take
and
that.
Put that on. Yeah, where what would happen if you'd probably went somewhere, some big place? Yeah, just charge them for a freaking gasket on that part, and then we were going to get another $500 out of them. But works perfect. No more smell, no more leaks. Appreciate you, Axe. You're a great mechanic.
I do appreciate. Yeah, always good for our sponsors. They're always good people out there.
Yeah.
Hey, I was going to talk about it for a little bit, but I'm not quite sure if I remember now. Well, shoot. What was I going to?
Which one you thinking of here?
Well,
one of those you emailed me, or which one are you?
Well, I don't know if I wanted if we needed to go into that type of stuff, but I sent you a couple of emails. Yeah,
I'm down with whatever you. Hey, I'm just a guest.
No,
here,
I know what I want
to
say.
World, I'm living in it.
No, last couple of days ago, it might have been 2 days ago. I posted a cool thing. It was Mike D's beginning bushcraft.
Oh yeah, you were going to talk about a bow or something.
Well,
survival bow.
Well, no, I had my survival hatchet.
Okay.
And I learned a very important lesson in this video. But real quick, I'll go into the video. I thought that I saved the video down. So there was I had edited it all down to like 3.5 minutes. and saved it with the intro, with the tagline and the intro and the outro and all that. Well, I was clicked on the intro, and that's all it showed for the 3, and I didn't bother to check the video because I thought it was fine because I saw 3
Yeah,
minutes
you
on
got
there.
me with it. I kept checking on it.
Yeah, so I have a problem with this laptop that I'm using. It doesn't want to, for some reason, allow me to save projects on the computer. So once I'm done, I just kind of exit out, and and that's it.
Mhm.
Well, I didn't realize that it went up, and my bushcrafting thing went up, and it was just a picture of the logo, and I feel like an idiot for that
Which was a
because
cool logo. You did a nice job.
oh, it was a very cool logo. Yeah, it's like I feel like a dummy on that one, but anyway, I'll go. I will finally get it done and edit it back up and put it back out there. But the bushcrafting didn't work out very well because I was using my fancy Timu axe, my hatchet. It looks nice. It looks nice, but didn't exactly work. Matter of fact, the edge on it lasted about 2 hits, and then it was like hitting a tree with a fish. Right? It was so bad.
Yeah,
So
I've had machetes like that.
yeah, I went out there and I chopped down all this wood, and I'm going over and I'm starting to lay the bed out that I'm going to start on the little bit of a shelter that I'm going to create next to these logs. And then I was going to get some
Damn, you are bushcrafting.
well, then I was going to get some greenery and put it on top of that so that you could lay on it and keep the warmth in. I was going to go get a few rocks and do the little thing for that as well. But I just tell you what, I'm so out of shape right now, and I've lost 20 something pounds since December. But I'm a long way from being in great shape. I might have to be the cameraman and let Jack do all the heavy lifting on this stuff.
Yeah.
But
Get
so I
back into
actually
some of that boot camp stuff
but
from the
I
Marine Corps,
edited it
man.
and showed everybody. It's like, you know what? If this was a survival situation right now and I needed a quick uh, uh, survival little alcove, I'd be in trouble. So yeah, especially with not having the proper tools. It's better. I think the best thing for my little bushcraft thing is to talk about is it's better to spend a little extra money on the equipment if you're only going to have a few things than to go cheap and go pretty.
Yep.
And I've gone cheap and gone pretty a lot in my life, and it doesn't pan out for the best.
Yeah, it does, and most of the time that way sucks. I mean, I learned myself on that again the other day on something. I'm like, God, am I ever going to learn to quit doing this?
Yeah, I know, and I just, I'm one of those guys that uses Timu for a lot of stuff, but for things that are important and for your life, yeah, it's not a good idea. Um, uh, I'll tell you what, like I said, it was a pretty little hatchet, and it just would not hold an edge and just blunt it like right off the bat. And I was exhausted trying to chop with that dang thing. And then,
Mhm.
of course, I sped up the whole area where I was chopping, so people didn't have to sit there and watch a fat guy chop all day long. But and so that was real short. I mean, it was a lot of it, but it was real short. Yeah, yeah, all that stuff. I threw some music in there too. It'd be nice if it
Did I
still
look like I
existed.
was in fast motion there?
Yeah, and then at the very end, of course, I come back and I'm like going, you know what? This hatchet is crap. I think my words were crap. It was so bad. So
So,
yeah,
do you know the brand name of it?
uh, I do not have it right here, but I tell you, I will get that. Yeah, it's an off brand from Timu.
I g- I got the NRA Tactical
Yeah,
Fast. I think it's called Fast Hatchet. Yeah, that thing freaking awesome, solid. I tried to do the, tried to stick it in a tree or whatever.
right.
I couldn't throw it with this shit, but
Yeah.
cutting up wood and kindling and whatnot and splitting, man, that worked awesome for that.
Well, I got a foldable
It's
saw.
solid. It's a
Oh,
five.
I'm
I
actually,
think it's actually 511 tactical. But
I actually ordered
interesting.
from another group. I ordered a foldable saw. It actually it's about probably about 8 inches long, and my 8 inches is probably different than yours. Um,
It is for every guy.
but it doubles the length when it opens up for the blade because it comes back around kind of like a butterfly, and it has a saw on both sides, so you can use it to to do sawing on trees and stuff to kind
Yep.
of.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And so, yeah, I got one of those ordered, and I'm going to do some more videos. I'm going to get this one done because you know what? It's like the third time I've tried to do it, and this thing is screwed up. But just to show that you've got to work on your skills. You've got to go out and do this once in a while because if we live in South Dakota. If I was driving across the state and spun off in the middle of the night and was down in a ditch somewhere, I mean, if I can't stay with the car, I'm going to have to figure something out because
Right.
that's happened a lot of times. I remember, you remember the rock group Iron Butterfly?
I do not.
Inagata Davida is the song. One song they had, everybody knows that. Well, the drummer disappeared back in the 80s. And they didn't find him until the late 1990s in a canyon in California.
Oh,
So
for real?
yeah,
Wow.
so
Okay.
his just one night he drove off, something happened and no one knew, and he drove off and he was stuck there. So, and apparently what it was is he stayed with his car because he was hurt, but he stayed with his car because he thought that would be probably the better thing to do. Well, that didn't work out for him, but it's amazing the things that can happen that we take for granted, and we got to be
Yeah.
prepared in some way or another with the tools at hand. So we just got to figure it out. And I'm the same way. I try to teach Jack a lot about being prepared, and my son's a tool guy, so he always has something on him, ready to
Yep.
go. But yeah, it's one of those things where I'm just learning as I go because I watch a lot of these bushcraft guys online and stuff like that, and they make it look really easy. But at the same time, some of it is quite ingenious and inventive. It's stuff that we've lost in our human nature. And like I said, Lynette was suggesting that I should come walk with her. She's a little distant from me right now, but yeah,
It's a good walk. You'd be in shape by the time you walk.
by the time I got there, I would be. Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's. I think we need to. I'm not getting any younger, so why sit in an easy chair and get more rickety? And I'm going to get out there and I'm going to try to learn some more
Yeah.
skills. I'm 56, and the problem I see with most 56-year-olds is that they act a lot older than I am, and none of them can learn anything new. I'm not saying that's for everybody, but that's what I see with a lot of people.
Mhm.
So I think that's one of the things that makes you old is when you stop learning things. And I mean, I get people in work all the time like that too. They stop learning. So, and I think that's one of the things. Bushcraft is just one of those things that I've really kind of taken to. So I'm thinking about working more on that, and I'd love to go out and do some more hunting like overnight and stuff like that in some places. And even a friend of mine, Dustin, who owns Boyd's Gun Stocks, goes bear hunting, invited me to go bear hunting over in Minnesota and stuff like that. Well, we're going to be out for a while, and if I'm not in shape, it's not going to be any fun. Plus, I think that bears, when you sweat and you're, I think they smell that.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh,
figure out
sure.
the fat guy's dragging behind. Thanks for bringing the buffet. There you go.
There might be something to that. I'm not saying there's not.
Anyway.
Hey, and then if you bushcraft it, man, there's nothing better than these 22 center rimfire punch ammo if you're carrying along that light 22 with you.
Well, even that Henry
Lynette goes
survival
for
gun.
walks.
That Henry survival gun
That's
is
what I'm saying. Something like that. That's got a 16-inch barrel.
Yep.
And Lynette goes for walks all the time. 20. You can't carry nothing lighter than a 22. Get yourself a nice little 22 handgun. Carry that around. And
of course, you guys got a lot more snakes up where you are as opposed to me down here. But yeah, carrying that ammo extra for the snakes too during the hot season.
Yeah. Well, I think actually, even if you carry 9mm now, CCI came out with a new bismuth round. I
Right.
think it, because if you ever shot 9mm snake rounds,
No, I haven't.
a lot of times they won't cycle your gun all the way, and I think this bismuth is heavier or something, and it creates more recoil, so it cycles your gun better. I haven't done a whole lot of research on it, but I've seen it like with the SHOT Show stuff I've been watching, and man, I'd love to go down there sometime. Daryl, see if you're still on board with us next year. If you don't want to go down there, we'll use your passes.
There you go. Maybe one day, Guns in the 701 will have a booth. Who knows? We might
Man,
be able
that'd
to broadcast them there.
be all right, wouldn't
We need a few more people, so we're just a few more good people to call in. So we got a lot of people jumping on different platforms and Rumble and everything. So we do appreciate that, and
Yeah.
of course, it's a growing thing, and we do appreciate it. Of course, if everybody's tuning in a little late, of course, Clay's out today. He's over in Minnesota with some family stuff going on, and we got him in our thoughts, and him and Danelle, and of course, we're doing all right today. I'm trying to think of what else I want to talk about here real quick. We've had some good stuff.
Well, man, we can come up with all kinds of good stuff here. But hey, you're forgetting about Vance. Vance is actually going to the Super Bowl, isn't he? Down.
That's right. He's working for one of the camera crews, so he's out there in Las Vegas, and he was like, I really don't care about the game. They pay really well. So that's the good side right there. He might be able to tune in on Friday, of course, with Mitchell in the morning over on KFYR. So we're going to wait and see how that's going to work. I've got something else going on Friday, so I'm not going to be able to do it this week. But yeah, it's he's doing pretty well with that.
So you guys don't know if Vance can do it or you can?
Yeah, I haven't been. I don't know if Vance can, and if
Clay's still on ice or what?
And Clay's he's still out for right now.
Man, I might have to pull double duty Friday. I might have to do Mitchell and the stream at night there.
That's where all that big 701 money comes from. Guns in the 701 money comes from. Right, good. It goes right to that.
Yeah, you bet it comes from that.
Well, I think we covered some good things. I want to talk about this real quick because we talk about people. Maybe it's not a gun thing, but we talk about people being a bit entitled, and we have to deal with people all the time that, especially the lefties, that just don't think rationally and
that's
and
like
properly.
damn near all of them.
But if you can read this, and I'll read it for you. Can I sue my beekeeper neighbor? I'll read it for you real quick.
Yeah, I blew it up. I see it. Go for it, though.
Every day, my neighbor's bees fly around my garden, stealing the pollen and nectar of my flowers. It all basically comes down to she doesn't get any. This guy sells his honey at the market, and she doesn't get any of it. She wants to know if there's a legal case that she can sue.
Oh my God!
Because he's stealing the nectar and pollen from her flower beds.
Oh.
So when we think about the people we have to deal out there, they always say that when you meet somebody, you don't know what's going on in their life. So some, things could be going good, going bad. You just got to sometimes keep that in your mind that not everybody's having a good day. But then I look at that and I go, well, some people are not smart enough to have a good day. That right there is a true testament of people don't understand.
That's unbelievable.
The
and you know what's even more crazy is that case will probably get taken up by somebody. And
you would hope, and I say hope, and with my fingers crossed, that any judge out there would be like, don't ever bring this frivolous crap to my court again. But we don't get that. We got way too many people. I don't know. When I was young, when I was growing up in the 70s, there were 200,000 lawyers in Washington, D.C. that lived in Washington, D.C. There is close to, I think they say 800,000 lawyers that work in D.C. now, and of course live in the surrounding area. And, not a single one of them. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think every one of them is a grifter at the present moment, just, off the system for our whole political system. And so that's why we can't get anything done. And it just baffles me sometimes that we have to deal with this stuff over and over again. And then I see it generationally that, we just keep letting the lawyers control the country.
Well, one of the big problems I see, Mike, is you can't talk about reality without being a bigot or a homophobe or a xenophobe or any of this crap. You can't talk reality without the leftists labeling you as something just because you're trying to bring up reality.
Like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a prime example, the border, you can't talk reality because then guess what? You're a xenophobe. You don't like foreigners. The police, whatever, beat the hell out of somebody, right? Well, all right, let's go with the FBI statistics here. And, well, it turns out this part of the population is 12% and they commit most of the crime. Well, that's bullshit. That's racist. We can't talk about that. You're a racist. They shut you down from reality to solve problems because they want to keep their victimhood and what they're getting from it. So you can't talk reality to people.
Well, you're perpetuating the same system over and over and over again with no solutions in sight, but you're keeping the system going, and yet you're not solving any problems, and that's what the
Yep.
system is. And
Yeah.
yeah, I
You're
totally
making it
agree with
worse. And then the people who don't speak it, they're getting more pissed, which kind of reminds me of one of the things you sent me there, California wanting to, and you and Clay and Vance kind of hit on it. California's talking about what one guy wants a secession and one guy wants to split it because they think it's going to avoid a civil war, right?
Right. Now, of course, this is in our situation. I believe it's the area in Northern California, Jeffersonville. That
So I've always heard like Northern California is super conservative compared to Southern Cal, and I'm like, is it though? Because I don't.
yeah, they were going to succeed back in 1940, and then World War II broke out in 41, and they were on the move to do it, to become a 51st state.
And they're like, shit, the Japanese might roll us if we don't.
Well, and they did, and they bucked up and went and fought for their country, and the whole thing kind of broke down. And the three guys that were really big in that, and I wish I had their names on me. Two of them passed away because they were older at the time. Passed away in the time of the war. And so, you got those guys that spearhead things, and it almost happened. 51st state would have been Jeffersonville, or Jeffersonian. I wish Clay was here because he knows it right off the top of his head. But
See, because I've always thought that like when the talk, everybody's talking about it now, and the movies are coming out, and you can find a bunch of other movies, on Netflix or whatever about Civil War. I always thought, nobody's. And I brought it up to our senators about secessionist states,
Mm-hmm.
and they just laugh about it. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't think it's that funny of a deal.
No.
And apparently now in the article you sent me, though, it's in 18 something they put something in the Constitution where you can. Nikki Haley actually brought it up. Even you can't secede.
Yeah.
And I always thought Texas had a cutout for themselves.
Yeah, well, they've always had it. They've had it in there since they came in. It was an out in case they didn't like the way things happened. So yeah, I'm trying to look it up real quick.
I just don't. I mean, there's everybody, these presidential candidates, and we're kind of getting away from Second Amendment stuff, but whatever, we'll do it for a little bit here. Remember Joe Biden? He's gonna bring sanity back and bring the country back together, and that's not gonna happen. And Trump can say that too, and I can guarantee 100% I'm voting for Trump. His sign's gonna be in my yard, but he's not bringing everybody together either.
No.
I don't know how anything. I don't even think, Mike, if another terrorist attack happened, if anything would come together. To be honest.
Well, I wonder. I mean, you think about how as a country we changed fundamentally after 9/11, and for a short time after that, I mean, after the shock wore off, we were all united. But I think that the leaders in our government, and you take the Brennans and all the guys that went over to Iraq and were put in charge and whatnot, they blew it. They blew the whole thing. They if you go back and study all the different things that President Bush and the people he put in charge, and getting rid of the Ba'ath Party, and then all the guys over in Iraq who were in the Ba'ath Party were, of course, the bad guys, and they were. But they were all the ones that knew how to run everything. So once they were fired and not allowed to be in any control, there was nothing being done. There was nobody leading. And so what you got is just unbelievable unemployment in a country already war torn. And what's going to happen? They all went over to the Al Qaeda side, and they all went over to the Taliban, and they all went over to, because they were feeding their families and going up against us. And it cost more lives in the long run. because of stuff like that, because of the stupidity of the concept of we're going to walk in and they're going to greet us like liberators, instead of actually putting the work in to do it right. And if we just do something right, and I say that with our own country, if we would just do things right in Washington instead of doing it for the political gamesmanship on both sides of the aisle, we could get something done. And the days of 100 bills being passed in the first 100 days or whatever like that. I think that was Johnson and all that. Yeah, you're never going to see that. I mean, we've had this last Congress did 27 bills in an entire session. 27 bills, and 8 of them were like, congratulations to Bob at, whatever county for working 85 years or whatever in the same job. It was stupid stuff. So, we're paying people 180 something thousand. And tell me this, how in the world can you and me look at people that can give themselves raises? We can't give ourselves raises at our job. We're not the ones we can't do that. Who does that? I mean, it should never be the situation where
when everything's shitty, they're still giving themselves a raise.
Yeah. And everything falls apart. Back in 2020 and 22, they're giving themselves raises, and it just drives me nuts. It just does, because they constantly are tone deaf to what the real American people want. And yeah, we want a secure border. We want to have our children safe in school. Lynette mentioned earlier, it's like, can't believe they have no. I think I got that. Can't believe there's no cameras in schoolrooms, or at least in schools, where you can see if there's a gunman in there. At least you can see where he is. I mean, you talk about the Vivaldi thing where they just sat back on their butts and more children got killed, and it took them 70 something minutes to go in, and the guy ended up taking himself out. Well, that's the stupidity of that. I mean, every one of those officers down there should have quit, not just been fired or whatever. Should have quit because they failed at their number one duty, and that was to protect the children of their community. I got a little.
They won't even allow teachers to have, like a pepper ball shotgun or something in there. Which, what if you shoot it and then it gets the other students? Well, would you prefer they die or have their eyes water for a half hour?
Yeah, you know what? Put our little. We got that terrible milk in those little cartons. I mean, they'll put them in their eyes and they'll be fine. At least they're alive. Yeah. That's the absolute thing. But I put this on here because this might be distasteful to some people, but sometimes this is the way I feel about the way our government treats our money and our wars and everything else. It's all about that.
I mean, it is now. It seems like that now for sure.
I mean, you talk to the guys and women that fought in World War II and fought in Korea and in the Vietnam, not taking anything away from any of the soldiers from Desert Storm and all the way through all the other conflicts we've had. But I would be pissed, and I think a lot of them are. I would be pissed if I knew that I went over and watched my friends die and sacrifice pieces of my body because some jerk in California or some jerk over in Minnesota or some jerk in any state is sitting over in Washington, D.C. making policies that don't do anything for anybody other than themselves to make money,
Yeah, I mean, that's like I said, that's what it seems like now. I mean, in World War II, we had to go. Everybody's country was at stake. The Nazis they had plans of having bombers fly from there to bomb New York, and the Japanese couldn't get here yet, but they were floating balloons over and trying to drop. I can't even remember the kind of poison powder it was, but it was all kinds of
ricin.
Yeah. I mean, we were lucky we were where they are, but I mean, it was they wanted to take over the world.
We had German U-boats on the East Coast. We had in
New York Harbor.
It was but you sit there and you go, we spend so much time, like we're very focused on Second Amendment. We spend our time talking about the Second Amendment to all our friends, to all our people we meet, because we're very passionate about it. And we get lambasted all the time talking about that, we're kooks or this or that. And when I'm like, whatever.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. too much camouflage. That's what your problem is.
Wearing it right now.
Yeah. And the problem is that, we are passionate about something that keeps all our rights. The top 10 Bill of Rights are kept because of the Second Amendment. And so we lose that Second Amendment, and trust me, the dominoes will fall. And
Quick,
we'll see
way quick. they
Kamala
will.
Harris and giving more speeches about things that, I'm
Well,
all
then
for the Second Amendment. I just don't think that
then it
anybody
will
should
be
actually do.
then it will be your lever actions will be up,
Yeah.
right? Then that is what they're coming for. That we started the show off with there, right?
Yeah, well, lever actions, talk about a 200 and whatever we said, year old technology,
170 years down.
170 years, but
But it's the newest threat.
it's the newest threat because it looks dangerous. And you know what? Like I said, somebody saw the rifleman and they're like, oh, if he can shoot that fast, then
So,
we.
I mean, if anybody sees that article, and they're gonna keep blowing that up, I guarantee it.
Yeah,
You know how we always used to say they always want to ban scary guns, and now it's the same thing with the freaking lever gun. They make it look, and I mean, a lot of them have rails on, and you can put M-lock and lights, and that's practical to me. I want a
right,
light on my gun, whether it's for home defense or if, let's say, you shoot a deer at sundown and it runs, and you got to have it, instead of carrying a flashlight, you got one right on. I mean, it's everything can evolve to these people except for freaking firearms. Those
right.
things that you should. And if you if you walked in with 10 freaking muskets and shot 10 people, they'd want to say, "Well, shit, you only need to own one of these.
Yeah, well,
You don't need 10 of them."
you don't need 10 of them.
So I mean, if her saying that in this article, that just basically proves what we're always saying. They want every damn one of them because
every one of them. And, that's the thing is the dominoes will fall after that. And then we'll find out. Once you lose rights, you don't get them back.
right.
That's one thing we've
Ask
learned in
other
this country.
countries that happen
Yeah,
to.
we learned it in other countries, and we're learning it now with us. So if you lose rights, they're not coming back. So you know what? What's Doug Wolf?
Doug Wolf, fill your hands, you son of a bitch. He's a Rooster Cogburn.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's hit one more time, and then we'll come
Yep.
back, and we want to a couple more little things, and then we'll quick jump to
And then,
your.
we'll do the happy ending, and then we'll do a little preview of what's. Like I said, I might be doing double duty Friday if you guys can't, but
We'll have to find out what's going on.
I'm gonna when you're doing the commercials and we can't be seen. I'm gonna take care of some over 50 prostate.
All right, there you go.
Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Give them a call at 701-258-6308.
The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308.
701-258-6308.
Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
Discover the world of firearms at Bismarck's Double H Gun Shop. With a wide range of products from handguns to rifles, we cater to all your shooting needs. We are your local gun experts. Not only do we sell firearms, reloading supplies, targets, and whatever your heart desires, but we also have a ton of knowledge and answers.
We shoot, we hunt, we compete, we reload.
It's been the Howard's way since 1976, and we ain't fixing to change anything. Visit our website at hhgunshop.com to browse our inventory. Double H Gun Shop, Bismarck's best new and used firearm reloading supply, gunsmithing, and sporting goods store. Double H Guns.
Double H Guns.
1021 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Call 701-223-4888.
All right, we're back for gunsandthe701.com, and we've got Mike and Jamie here with you for today. Of course, brought to you by LAUER Automotive and our good friends at, of course, Double H Guns. Hey, by the way, I don't know where the button is for your for your happy ending, by the way. Do you know where that is? We may not have the intro. I don't know if we do or not, but oh, your mic's off. Let's see. There you go. We got to fix that mic.
All right, here we go. You hear me now?
I hear you now.
So I got this newfangled headset here. I do know where the button is. I'll hit it, but I do remember something that I
What's that?
wanted to talk about real quick. I promise I'm not going to hit on it for. So we got the Super Bowl coming up, right?
Oh, yeah.
And who's been in the news coming up to the Super Bowl here within the playoffs? There's two people we've all been hearing about, right?
Right.
That would be Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, right?
Yay.
Like, oh man, I don't know what everybody's so mad about Taylor Swift about their show. Well, I'll tell you, I'm going to give you guys my problem with Taylor Swift, and it definitely Second Amendment related. She donated a freaking truckload of money to every town. They're what they call every town for gun safety, but let me tell you what it really means: every town for gun confiscation.
Right.
And she was out talking to them, saying how great they were. And then there's a typical leftist, you should be able to go to school and not worry about nothing. Yeah, I agree with that, Swifty. But when we bring up solutions like armed guards or armed teachers, you think that's freaking ridiculous, which is the only thing that would actually stop something like that, Mike. And, people, I'm not going to watch the Super Bowl this year. I actually backed out of a Super Bowl party. I told my wife, you know what? I'm not going to ruin everybody's party because I can't see her and not say something, because I normally say a few things, but I can't tolerate it because she has made it loud and proud that she hates me because what I own. She hates my guns. I could go into a whole thing of what she hates President Trump. If you support President Trump, you're a bigot. Like I said before, you're a bigot, you're a xenophobe, everything they want to label you as because you don't agree with their leftist minds. I can't support somebody who proudly hates me and what I stand for that much. And I know Nick Bosa for the 49ers, huge Trump supporter. I hope the 49ers win the Super Bowl. And a couple other guys on that team do, but I'm not going to watch it. Taylor Swift, not your friend, but me and Clay talked about once before Eric Church was at the state fair. Massive, super FUD. He's like a FUD on steroids. But guess what? Eric Church still sold it out, Yeah. And I know guys who own tons of guns. They, I just listen to his music. And I'm like, he freaking hates you, man. He hates you. And you gave him your freaking money. I can't do that.
And he gave the money to organizations that are going to try to take your guns away.
Exactly. That's exactly the rate. That's exactly
as soon as you went against Swifty there, we lost one listener. We had one Swifty fan on here, and we apparently lost them.
I'll gladly lose a Swifty. That's no problem.
Well, one's all right. We're fine with that.
Yeah. I didn't think we had a whole lot of them in our.
I think they came in here for when we were talking about the Grammys earlier, and they thought this was cool, and then
they're all looking for that $20,000 curtain there.
Yeah, that's right. A beautiful dress for 20.
But yeah, I'm not going to go on about it. But that's there it is. Man, it's baggy even. Get something more form fitting.
I'll tell you what. She's not a bad looking woman, but that is birth control in a suit form.
She's not doing herself any favors for sure.
This woman, like I said, this would be great if it was actually green.
Just clip them trees off there.
I don't know how. $80,000 for that. I just want to tell you that $80,000 for that. Some designer got paid $80,000.
I'd definitely take a new Toyota or Nissan or Ford 150 over that thing for $80,000. But yeah, hey, I'm not. If you guys want to watch Super Bowl and Swift, I'm not going to blame anybody for doing it. But me personally, I can't tolerate her. And I know people are going, yeah, but you got an iPhone, and right, but they're not loud and proud out banging on it and saying, donating money, trying to take my guns away. They don't like them. I got you. For all I know, my new ear set here, these guys don't like guns, but I've never seen Logitech come out and say, we got to ban this gun and that gun. And so that's why I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to head out to Axel's. I think we're going to do some shooting, probably have a video. Maybe we'll blow up a football.
Actually, Sunday I was hoping to do some more bushcrafting if I can get Jack to go out with me, because otherwise, I talked about bushcrafting earlier, and I says that's the one thought I had while I was doing it when I was running out of breath. I was like, what a dumb way to die. I filmed myself. This is how they find me. That's
All right. Well, I tell you what, we're coming on about an hour and a half here, right?
yeah. We're just a little bit over.
Oh,
so
we're just
good to go.
over it. So
Yeah.
should we do a little? I'll tell you what. Here's what we're gonna do right here. Oh yeah, bringing that happy ending music in right there. So this week's happy ending coming to us from none other than Leftistville itself, California.
All right.
Right. I picked this one out on purpose just because I could have got Texas, and there's one from Philly too. Surprisingly, there's a lot of happy endings that happen in Philly concerning. But so right here, LA, California, LA too, baby. LA, the mecca of leftists, around 5 a.m. In February 7th, or was it my bad. December 2nd, 2023. I'm thinking of today, actually.
Right.
Today's February 7th. 3 men broke into a home in Granada Hills, California, which must be right around LA because the LA things reported it. One of them pointed the gun at the homeowner inside, who, surprisingly, Mike, big shocker, right, responded by firing his own gun at them, which should be a natural reaction when somebody points a gun at you first, right?
Right.
When you didn't do anything wrong and they're in your house. And he killed one, injured at least one other, which is this is one of the other reasons I picked it, as indicated by the blood trail leaving the house.
And that's why you've got that blood trail light on the end of your gun, so that you can track down who the guy is.
Maybe he had it on the end of a lever action even.
There you go. Oh, that would really make him mad.
Thus defending himself, his grandmother, and his child, who were in the home at the time of the intrusion. The two suspects who fled left without getting back into the black BMW sedan they arrived in. So they just one died, one left a blood trail, and the other just split. They just left their vehicle there, and the happy ending is him and his grandmother and his kid safe and sound. Nothing happened to him again, and then one scumbag's down, and hopefully one bled out somewhere, and the other one maybe learned I doubt he learned a lesson, but maybe
our listeners went up again by one once you did the happy ending. So we got our Swifty back.
Yeah, welcome back, Swifty. Oh man, I did notice since Rumble's been kicking ass, it does take away from the viewership from Facebook and YouTube quite a bit.
That's all right though. I mean,
I don't care.
We got everybody going to different things, and whatever's easy for everybody to watch. I mean,
and real quick on that, Mike, if you got a phone, if you got a computer, if you got a desktop or a laptop or an iPad, I don't care what you got, bookmark our website, www.gunsandthe701.com, because they are starting to crack down on stuff again. I've noticed on gun pages I look at on here on YouTube, and they got us last week for some ridiculous thing for a little bit. They could just get tired of it and zap us, man. I mean, especially if Biden wins again, they could just say to hell with you guys. We're never losing again. We'll do what we want to you. And that's the only place you're going to be able to find us. I mean, X will probably do it and Rumble, but everybody likes a happy ending, says Dave. Yeah, we do.
There you go, Doug.
We love a happy ending. Of course, coming up Friday morning, as you said, you're not sure you're going to be on Mitchell in the morning.
It'll be Mystery Mitchell in the morning.
So what do you got going on again that you might not do it, or you're not?
Actually, my wife's got a colonoscopy at 7:00 in the morning. So I was told that I am going to be there, and I was thinking I could probably carry my laptop in and sit in the waiting room, but she said no. She said no.
Just tell her you want to do a live right in there.
I was just going to do it live. Yeah, right during her colonoscopy. That'd be great.
And Vance is in Vegas.
Vance is in Vegas for the Super Bowl.
Some health issues going on.
Yep.
So I don't know if Mike can't do it. I mean, you guys you didn't make it last week. I don't want to let it skip 2 weeks. So maybe it'll just be me and Mitch.
Yeah, we got bumped last week because he had one of your politicians from North Dakota.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Kevin, you're welcome. That Clay and Mike let you have the time slot. They're more than
There you
happy
go.
to do it for you. But make sure you keep voting pro Second Amendment.
There
Otherwise,
you go.
next time you might not get that time slot. We'll bump you.
There you go.
And then that night, Friday night at 7:00 on all of our outlets, going to be 701 Nation podcast, having the Warner guys on, Brian and his dad. And we're going to be talking sausage making. Yep, right there. Sausage making, sticks, jerky, anything you guys want to talk about. These guys know what's up because Brian's dad actually, he was opened up the worst shop in Dickinson years ago. And this guy knows everything about sausage making, smoking. And I got a whole litany of questions here, and I'm looking forward to people.
That's a great name for their company too.
Right?
The Worst Shop. I love that.
Like, so somebody doesn't know German to be like, worst? What do you mean worst?
No,
It's
no. That's the way.
W-U-R-S-T. Wurst is how they say it in German. So what do we got? Craig, so what's he got? I'm going to have to listen to the first hour since I missed more. Hey, Craig, I don't care when you listen to it, buddy. I appreciate your support.
There you go.
By all means, and then share that podcast too with somebody.
That's right. As a matter of fact, I real quick, I don't want to go too much over, but I had a friend of mine, Paul, here in Mitchell, who's listening to the show, and I appreciate that. He did not know that he could listen on iTunes and on his phone as well. So while he's got a brand new truck, he just got himself a new GMC.
I didn't know that either.
And so he can play his
Awesome.
podcast in his car while he's driving around, because he does stuff for fire, like insurance, and for all the grain elevators and whatnot. He inspects all those and stuff like that. So he's always on the road, so he can listen to our back catalog, Guns in the 701, as well on the iHeart and your iTunes app as well. So there you go.
Yeah, I didn't know iTunes, but yeah, I mean, basically, you guys, pretty much every podcasting platform we're on. We got a subscription to RSS. Thank you for our sponsors helping pay that fee off, because that we send it to them, and they send that out to pretty much every podcasting platform there is.
Yep.
We'd like you to listen on iHeart, because that's what we're on Fridays. Todd has us on because we're the best podcast on iHeart.
Yep.
Todd has us on.
KFYR number one.
KFYR. So yeah, if you don't listen on iHeart, 5:50 a.m., 99.7 FM, and iHeart, and of course Clay simulcasts everything. I mean, if he's having family issues, it might not be this Friday, but you still got 3 outlets you can listen to it on.
There we go. All right. Well, I could say we could quit the show now, but I don't know how to exit. So Clay always hits the button, so I don't really know.
I'll do it. I'll do it. No, there's no problem. No problem there. But yeah, we didn't get Clay's Patriot Company or Commie Company, but obviously Clay's got something going on. So, Mike, it was damn fun doing a show with you.
Yeah,
I gotta admit,
it was.
I had a good time, buddy. Anytime these guys are out and you want me back on, or maybe I have you on 701 Nation some point. And
I'm looking forward, especially in the spring. I'm looking forward to coming on. I've got some Masonic halls that I've got to come up and see while up in your area. So I'm going to make a trip in the spring. Maybe we can go do a little shooting together.
Absolutely. Hey, bring up a gun we haven't done a range test on yet, and we'll get out to axes and we'll hit it, man. We'll do a video, and it'd be a fun time. Be more than happy to do it anytime. If you don't want to do a video, just come up and blast a bunch of stuff. Let's get it done, brother.
I'm always good for a video.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching tonight. Next week, Clay should be back. Vance will be back. Mike will be back on Wednesday.
Yep.
For Guns in the 701. And I'm going to be on Friday. And then 2 weeks after that, on that Thursday, I'm having John Arman and Wayne Muth on. We're going to be talking 3 things you've learned about hunting in your life. And I'm sure a few other things on there. But appreciate you guys watching. Thank you to our sponsors. Please support our sponsors, Lauer Auto Repair and Double H Guns in Bismarck. We'll see you guys. I'll maybe see you Friday. I know I'll see you Friday night, but maybe Friday morning. And these guys will see you next Wednesday. Till then, do some shooting, do some hunting.
Keep your powder dry.
Keep your powder dry. Talk to you shortly.